Welcome to Geek Speak Live. I'm your host, Todd Bailey. Joining me on the podcast today,
Wake Ups on Pots and Pans.
it's this bloke. We haven't podcasted for so long.
We haven't, and we're doing something special on today's podcast.
You
We're
told me
streaming
to
live
That's right. You told me to make sure I wore pants and a shirt today. I couldn't sit here naked doing this podcast.
for a change.
So I don't know if you can see this, but I just got my brand new Frank Miller Dark Knight 3 T-shirt. How cool does that look?
Why did he just draw his cape in his hand?
I don't know. I like it. I reckon it looks cool. Do you like it?
You can't even see his face.
I just wish some days
It's
I
not
could see your face. This is why we haven't podcasted for so long. He picks on my choice of clothing. How you been anyway?
Good. I have been a little bit busy.
Yeah.
The lady of mine.
Yeah.
She listened to the last podcast as soon as we did it.
Yep.
And she
So
wants.
I hadn't even heard it before my lovely wife listened to it. It was weird.
She wants people to know that she is not a blonde bimbo that goes out buying shoes all the time. Because the last podcast, she had to go buy shoes for your wedding.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She was quite upset that people might think she was one of those.
And that's how long it's been. We
Yeah.
podcasted just before my wedding.
Almost the night before, wasn't it?
Well, it was the night before.
Wow.
Because you weren't allowed to let me get too drunk before the wedding.
Allegedly.
I'm married. See that thing on my
Oh shit! Does
finger?
it burn?
No, it doesn't actually.
Yeah.
I must admit, it was an amazing wedding. Now, you were my best man. We geeked it up a bit, you and I.
Just a tad.
We had Batman tyres on, Batman socks. You brought over your Batman cufflinks for me to wear.
I did.
We had the little what do you call them? The flowers?
The
little
lapel
arrangements,
thingies.
lapel. And they had little Lego Batman, and you were a Lego Robin, because you're my sidekick.
Yeah. Why was I your sidekick? I mean, that's not fair.
That's just the way I see it. Anyway, so it went off without a hitch. It was absolutely beautiful, and it had nice geeky touches. We entered the room. The reception.
Hang on. When you say we, you and your wife.
Yeah. Well,
because people are going to think me.
You and the maid of honour entered before us.
Yeah.
But we all entered to the Doctor Who theme from the 10th Doctor.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome. That was really, really nice. But anyway, it was a magical wedding, geek wedding.
Yep.
And some of the photos were fantastic. We had photos here in the shop, and I've since had. I've had people say to me, "Why did you have photos in the shop?" It was like, that's where we met. Geek love. We met in the comic book store, so we thought we've got to have some wedding photos here in the shop with Batman and reading comics and all that kind of thing. And I've actually since been asked by a customer, could he come later this year? He's getting married in November, and he's like, "Can I have some wedding photos in your shop?" I'm like, "You certainly can. I think that's just wonderful."
Yeah.
I did it. I want other people to do it. If that's where you met someone, do it. Come and have photos. Not necessarily my shop. I don't know. You might not have ever been here. Anyway, I went on the honeymoon, Ginge. We went.
Hey, I don't think we need to know what's going on now.
No, we had it over in New Zealand for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Only just got back a few days ago.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful time over there. Stinking hot in New Zealand. I went over to cool off, and we took the heat with us. But we went to the South Island, which I'll be honest with you is not a very geeky island. New Zealand, you kind of disappointed me. South Island, North Island, very geeky.
Yeah.
Heaps of stuff to do. There's plenty of comic shops up there. And when I say plenty,
but the South Island's got all the locations from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, big mountains, which is awesome, I guess. But not a lot of geeky stuff to do. Apart from, I went to the Steampunk Museum, the Steampunk HQ.
Now, is it cool? Because it looks cool.
It is pretty cool. It's in this beautiful town on the east coast of the South Island called Oamaru. Now, if you've never been there, you should. If you're ever going to the South Island, it's worthwhile going over to Oamaru and having a look. It's a beautiful little town, and it's got a Victorian precinct. Okay, so these beautiful Victorian limestone, sandstone buildings are still there, and you've got a cobblestone street and everything else. Now, I was talking to one of the locals. Apparently, 40 years ago, the council wanted to demolish it all and develop. And the locals kicked up a stink, said, let's keep it and turn that into a tourist destination.
Okay.
And nowadays, it is packed. And so there's all these beautiful little bookshops and art and craft type things. There's an awesome bakery there too. I had the best pie I'd had in ages.
Well, that's the prerequisite.
It is. But anyway, and then in this beautiful old, it used to be a grain elevator, a big 5-story sandstone, ornate looking. But it's only 3 stories now. The 2 top stories burn off in the 20s. We had a big fire and they had to demolish the 2 top stories.
Yep.
But anyway,
I digress.
I digress. It's where the Steampunk HQ is, and there's this awesome freaking steampunk train outside, and there's a little box, and you put $2 in the box, and hit the button, and the train comes alive, as in there's fire, there's noise,
bullshit.
Steam, everything.
Wow.
It is phenomenal, and the amount of tourists who just stop and go, what the hell is that? And so, we couldn't help it, so we were like, it's fucking $2. Chink! And, the train comes alive.
Oh, my God.
Phenomenal. But you go in, there's some freaky-ass shit in there.
Yeah.
right? Like TVs, a wall of TVs are showing static. And
oh, wow.
And so there are installations as well. But if you're a fan of steampunk stuff, go along Oamaru, Steampunk HQ, and the guy who runs it is just trippy.
Count me in, man.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I'd go back again to that. But anyway, loved the South Island, had a fantastic time. No, so not a heap of geeky stuff over there to do, but I found some little geeky things, and my lovely wife bought some fantastic sci-fi books in these little bookshops around the place.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, it was cool for that kind of thing, nice and relaxed. And then we came back, and it was like straight back into work, and you were like, dude, we got a podcast. And I'm like, I know, because there's so much cool geeky shit out right now. And we're going to kick it along. It's enough about us talking about us. We're going to talk about Ghostbusters.
Now, before we do, to the people that are watching this live, you can interact by commenting below.
You certainly can. That's
and
right.
we've got the iPad set up so that we can see the comments. And thank you very much. Look at the viewers we got. We've got a heap of viewers already.
Fantastic. So make sure that you do ask us some questions.
But we'll interact live.
Ghostbusters.
Now, I don't know if I can call it Ghostbusters.
I call it a steaming pile of shit.
Should we? Do we need to give it another name? Because Ghostbusters, and we're going to get sexist if we, comments to us. If we call, but we're going to get comments saying, if you call it Fembusters,
you're going to. I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to call it what it is. It is Hollywood trying to grasp at straws by cashing in on fantastic movies that do not need reboots, do not need sequels. You know what? They were awesome originally. Leave them the fuck alone. Okay, come up with some grand, new, awesome ideas, Hollywood. For the love of God. You know what?
Although, I would love to see a sequel with the original guys.
But you can't, because a couple of them are dead now.
Harold's gone, yeah.
Harold's dead. Oh, yeah, I said a couple of them. No, don't worry, Bill Murray's career is just kind of... Oh, no, Dan Aykroyd even worse. But anyway, I must admit, look, I watched the trailer. I've always been a bit down on this. I was like, I don't like... Was it Paul Feig as the director?
Yeah.
I loathe Melissa McCarthy. I think she's as funny as a fart. And actually, you know what? A fart in an elevator probably would be funnier.
Hey, Dean. He's watching.
Hello, Dean. There's one of our guys who's just commented, said he's tuned in. Look, honestly, Kristen Wiig did nothing for me in the trailer. And you know what? It's meant to be a movie, a very progressive movie. You know, look, we're reversing the roles, women power. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. We'll check this out.
Yep.
Chris Hemsworth is suddenly the Janine character in it and everything else. I watched the trailer, and you know what? For a movie that says we're pushing diversity, we're pushing strong female characters and everything else, why did they have the African American character very street, like an absolute full-on stereo?
It is. It's such a stereotypical. The original had 3 white people and 1 black person. Yeah. We better put a black person in it.
She was super 1970s blaxploitation.
Yeah.
Street. I'm gonna bitch slap the ghost out of you. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God.
Hey, no. This is progressive. What you just did then.
If it's progressive, I don't want a piece of it.
It's very progressive. Progressive something.
Progressively shit.
For something that's supposed to be a comedy.
Oh, it's not funny.
I didn't laugh out loud at anything in the trailer.
Hand on heart. Honestly, folks tuning in, hand on heart. I didn't giggle once. I didn't even crack a smile. And you know what? I was disgusted with the visual effects. Someone screen captured it and put it up the other day. They went, here is from the original 80s version.
With the librarian ghost,
Librarian ghost, yep. And here's from the new trailer, and you look at it and go, it looks like a really bad
computer game. Yeah.
Oh, horrible.
Horrible. To be honest, it's so colourful. It looks like Joel Schumacher threw up on the screen. The neon
throwbacks to Batman and Robin.
Yeah, the neon colours are everywhere, and it looks pretty.
Does Joel Schumacher have anything to do with it?
I don't know.
I don't know, but anyway,
the only thing that this movie, the only positive out of this movie that I can see is that hopefully we'll get some merchandise from the original to come out now.
You're fucking grasping at straws now, sir.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, like all the Batman 60 stuff that has since come out in the last couple of years, since the resurgence of Batman.
Yeah, I guess. It'd be nice to see some new cool collectibles based on the original.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess we'll wait and see. But you know what? I'm done talking about it. I probably won't see this on the big screen. I may eat those words. I may get dragged along to watch it, or one of the local local cinemas might offer me free tickets.
I would love to be proven absolutely wrong with this movie. I would love to be proven absolutely wrong.
Yeah,
I can't see it happening.
I'm betting 10-1 that you fucking won't.
I mean, maybe we should get some odds on it. you know.
But anyway, what I want to do is I want to move along to some great stuff, and I want to talk about Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yep. Oh my fucking God! Have you seen the latest trailers? We're only 2.5 weeks away from watching this.
TV spots are everywhere.
They're starting to push. Did you see the skit on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes. With
Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill with Jimmy Kimmel. That had me.
And Jimmy Kimmel comes to us. Hang on, don't I know you?
Yeah. Superman's like, well, Clark Kent's like, shut up, or I'll punch you in the face.
Like Ben Affleck's like, say cheese. Why did he put the voice on when he?
Well, I don't know, but you know what? Ben Affleck is just one. Like I was already won over.
Yeah.
You know, Ben Affleck. Okay. Yeah. But he's just amazing in it. And I can overlook. Did you see the tattoo he got a few weeks ago?
No.
He got a massive tattoo on his back of a phoenix. His exes, right? Jennifer Garner and Jenny from the Block, old J-Lo herself, right? And not like she's got great taste in anything, but she has.
Shush!
Look at her career. They have come out, and so have a heap of other people, and have absolutely panned Ben Affleck's new tattoo. It's a massive full back tattoo of a phoenix.
Holy shit, really?
But it's super colourful. It just
what?
Yeah, it's colourful. Google that shit. Go and have a look at Ben Affleck's phoenix tattoo. Even I must admit, I went, oh, Ben. Ben, what have you done? But I'll tell you what, they're promoting the movie really well. Did you see he has rocked up at Warner Brothers Studios in LA?
Yep.
And you know they've got the tour. You do the tour through Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they've got the you can go into the pavilion, the shed where all the cars are.
Yep.
What they've done is they've put him in the car, the new car from Batman vs Superman. And when they come in, the tour guide would say to the group, "Okay, who's going to win? Tell us who you think is going to win."
Superman or Batman?
And if someone says Superman, Affleck throws the hood the hood up where he's sitting, and he's like, "What? Who said Superman?" Anyway, the fans just go crazy, and it's so funny though because there's this one woman who's like, "Are you real?" And she's touching his face and going, "Are you real?" And he grabs her hand and goes,
"Yes,
yeah, I'm real.
I'm a real person.
I'm a real person." And then because in the movie he actually got to drive the Batmobile. It's not like they put a stunt person in behind the wheel or anything. So on the lots in this thing, he's driving the Batmobile around and he's taking people for burls around in it. And you can actually win. There's a competition on where you can win a chance to go to the premiere, and Ben Affleck will drive you around the lot.
You'd be loving that, man.
They'd have to clean the car out. You know,
I'm willing to take a shot in the mouth to ride in the Batmobile with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that could be a messy car ride. Anyway, if you haven't, folks, have you put it on your phone yet? The new DC app.
Oh, the DC app, yeah.
I put it on the other day. It's fantastic. You earn points, okay?
What?
By interacting. It's just simple things like logging in. Like, I'll log in now because I haven't been in for a day, and I'll get 100 points or something like that.
Hang on, what? Oh!
Like, it's got music and shit. When you open it too.
Hello.
But anyway, there's videos on there from DC All Access.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's competitions.
Which is a cool series.
I've got 4,000 points up already.
So you can use that to buy comics or merchandise?
Not yet, but what you can do is they have like exclusive wallpapers and stuff like that you can download when you get so many points.
Oh, cool.
But it's really, really good. Check it on out, the DC Comics app, DC All Access. If you're going to search it in the App Store, put in DC All Access, not just DC Comics, DC All Access.
Okay, cool.
And get that app. It's free. It's fantastic. It's interactive. You can do polls on there. And when you interact with the polls, you get extra points.
Okay.
And there's sweepstake things on there and all that.
You used to interact with polls, aren't you?
Yeah. This is why we haven't podcasted in so long, isn't it?
You're like, dude, I'm married now. Yeah. I'm not allowed to access any polls.
Shut up, the wife's listening.
Ixnay on the old hay.
Just because I talk about Ben Affleck, okay? Why are you going to go back there? Anyway, check it on out. Free, fantastic. I rate it 5 out of 5. I'm really enjoying playing around. And there are some comic previews on there and everything else. Because DC are cool. It's going to be a bit DC-centric today, by the way. I do apologise. But it's because DC are about to launch in the next 2.5 months, Rebirth.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a reboot.
Yeah, okay. You explain it to me what it is, because I've read into it and I'm like, hang on. And then I've seen that video that Jeff Johns is in, kind of explaining what it's about.
I've been playing that on look through the shop to try and help customers. It doesn't really explain.
Okay.
Apparently what it is it's not a reboot. Okay. DC have realised that they've kind of drifted away from the core thing of what made DC Comics cool, which was a bit of a shared universe and legacy characters and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now, as part of Rebirth, Action and Detective, they're two long-standing, which they never should have really cut the numbering on. They're going back to legacy numbering. They're picking up from the old numbering,
okay. So this past year. More than a year, I guess.
Well, since 2011.
Yeah.
5 years.
Whoa, shit! That long?
That long, yeah. The New 52's been running that long. But anyway, so they're going back on those two.
Yep.
They're cutting it. Like they'll have less titles, but some of the titles will be shipping twice a month. So, so you won't have as many crappy titles out there. And you are getting some of your favourite titles like Batman, you'll get twice a month.
Okay.
And they've rolled the price back. So instead of $3.99, which Marvel's charging for pretty much every fucking comic now. No, seriously, Marvel comics have been $3.99, even slightly dearer on some, $4.99.
Yeah? Wow.
It's fucking ridiculous. DC are rolling back to $2.99.
Oh, I mean, it makes all the difference.
Oh, it does. As a retailer, that's kind of cool. I'll be able to hopefully point and sell more comics to people. And I know some people complain, but I'm getting it twice a month now. Yeah, but like I say, you're able to cut back and get the good titles, core titles you want.
Yeah.
And they're going back to trying to make it focus on legacy characters and continuity, as in things cross it. Because this is my biggest problem. I pointed this out to someone the other day. Since the New 52 launched, we have not seen stories where, say, Aquaman for 1 or 2 issues would rock up into Batman and team up with Batman, or the Flash didn't rock across into Green Arrow and just go, "Hey, I'm here for 2." Not literally in the story. Like I'm here to like, "Hey, I'm here for 2 issues. Hey, use me."
So no crossovers.
They really haven't. It's been very, very few. You know what I mean? Like, DC New 52 has kind of felt Batman is here. Batman does his own thing.
Yep.
Superman's here. He does his own thing.
Yep.
Flash is in his own. And they apart from Justice League, they don't really cross over.
They're like, hang on, you stay in your city, I'll stay in my city.
That's what it is. Like, Batman hasn't rocked up in Star City or Keystone or Central City or whatever else, or Metropolis even for that matter, apart from Batman and Superman, the team-up book.
Yeah.
Every book is just very much, here's the line, here's the line, here's the line, here's the line. And I found it a little tad bit boring. I must admit.
And a lot of people seem to be...
Yeah, that's why their numbers dropped. So then, like I say, this isn't strictly a reboot, it's rebirth.
Okay.
Now, Jeff Johns is helming this. Jeff Johns has been put in charge. I think Dan DiDio has had a slap on the wrist from the higher-ups, and they've like, Dan, you've tried
again,
and you've failed.
Again?
No, you've been measured and found wanting. And so I think this is where Jeff Johns is in his element. They've gone, right, Jeff, you're in there, have a crack.
Yep.
And so, this is going to be very, very interesting. I'm G'd up. I'm keen.
Cool.
This is a great chance for people who have lapsed with DC.
Yep.
This is your chance to jump back in.
Okay.
So they're going to be launching 1 month. You'll have a bunch of Rebirth special issues for all your big characters.
Okay.
And then a Rebirth special, which is only $2.99 US. It's an 80-page book or something like that.
What?
Yeah, and it's like a Rebirth special, which is going to set everything up.
Okay.
And the month after is when they kick off everything with all new number ones.
Okay.
So for 1 month in previews, you won't... here's a copy of previews here. This thing previews the comic shop catalogue, okay? Make sure you pop along to any good comic shop and have a flick through these. This is how you pre-order stuff so you don't miss out, okay? Anyway, DC have a section in there. For 1 month, they won't. They'll have a separate standalone DC Previews magazine come out to retailers that you can order the new titles from. Okay, which is just fantastic. I think that's a good marketing.
Do you think that'll be something that they'll continue on?
No, probably
like Marvel.
No, probably not because Marvel's always had ever since that was the deal. I don't think so because you're trying to fit 2 separate previews into a big preview. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think that would really work. But anyway. So that's DC Rebirth in a nutshell. We don't know an awful lot of detail. We don't know creative teams. I'm still hoping that Batman, they're going to announce Mark Silvestri because he's been working on something in secret now for nearly 2 fucking years. Batman, and he still puts bits and pieces up of art, and you can tell it's Batman. And I'm like, where's that book? That book's got to come out soon. And I'm hoping he's the creator they're going to announce on the new Batman title because Scott Snyder is going across to detective. It'll only be action and detective will only be once a month. They're not shipping twice a month, and he's going across onto detective, and I think Greg Capullo will join him across there after all, because Capullo's off to do some independent books with Mark Miller and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Okay, but that's DC Rebirth. We'll have more information available when we know, so we'll let you know. Yeah. You fantastic.
Jeff Johns will ring us up and say, hey, boys, this is the lowdown.
We can only wish.
The people watching this live, g'day. We can see how many people are viewing us live, and that's amazing. Comment below on the video, and you can interact with us live.
That's right.
Ask us questions. Tell us that we look really, really good. Tell us we look sexy and stuff. You know, like
don't lie to Wade.
Well, not all the time, anyway.
Now, so what else have you seen movie-wise? Now, you went to see Pride, Prejudice and Zombies?
This week I went and saw Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Now, this wasn't on my radar whatsoever.
Still not on mine, but anyway.
And it wasn't until my sisters went and watched it. Now, one of my sisters has actually read the book, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, right?
Yes, yeah.
They went and saw it, and they come back and they said, you have to go see it. Because I thought it was like a bit of a piss take. It was a comedy, a bit like the Scary Movie film franchise, right? No. It's, I guess the mood of the movie is kind of like a Van Helsing or The Mummy.
Yep.
It's kind of light-hearted. And, if you've ever seen Pride and Prejudice or you've ever had, even for me, I've never seen the movies, but I've definitely seen the trailers and I know of Pride and Prejudice. Even the scene where old Darcy jumps in the lake.
Mr. Darcy.
Sorry.
Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy, he's in this, he's known as is it Commander Darcy or... anyway. And...
You're telling the fucking story.
Well, it's not Lieutenant. What's above Corporal?
I have no idea. I've never...
Corporal's not that very high up.
Corporal's low.
Yeah.
Not Sergeant Darcy?
Commandant... No, it's not Commandant. Starts with C. Yeah. It's good when you can't edit the words out.
Is it that word that I call you someday?
A 4-letter word. Anyway, so he's almost like an SS officer getting around killing zombies, right? And
but hang on, is it Nazi?
No, it's not Nazis.
You can't say he's like an SS officer.
Well, he's wearing a black trench coat, right?
Yeah.
And he's always killing.
Blade. Only English.
Yeah, only English, but within it, they still have the daughters trying to be married off to men at the same time.
Yep.
So it's all of that added into it as well. So it's a mix that I really enjoyed.
Good.
It's weird.
What do you rate it out of 5? 5 being good, 1 being.
You know what? I'll give it a 4.
4 out of 5?
I come away from it really enjoying, and Matt Smith, Doctor Who, is in it, right?
Oh, really?
He plays a not a priest, but what's the other
reverend?
Yeah, like a reverend type character.
Yeah,
and
which is essentially a priest.
Yeah, which is essentially a priest, but they can marry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to marry someone, but she's already been promised to someone else. But his character is very flamboyant. Oh, okay. He's not really into killing, and...
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's not really into women.
Well, column A, column B.
Yeah, really? It's 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. I really, really enjoyed it.
You just keep telling the folks, I'm just having a drink break.
I really, really enjoyed it. The special effects were amazing. It's open for a sequel, and you know what?
The comics about a sequel.
It's going to... it's going to fly under the radar, this movie, But I think if you really enjoy a light-hearted, fun romp, it's a really good sort of movie.
Mother's milk.
Yeah, what? Don't be like that.
My lovely wife last night, I batched last night. She was in Brisbane. Her good friend is getting married soon, so
yeah.
She's down there and she's the maid of honour. So she's doing some stuff in Brisbane. She went to see Gods of Egypt. And I said, let me know what it's like.
Now, this is directed by Alex Proyas, the same guy who did The Crow and Dark City,
yep.
iRobot.
A bunch of the people from Dark City, like Rufus Sewell, are in this movie.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, yeah. She said it was very Aussie heavy. But anyway, I said, let me know what it's like, and if it's good, we'll go along. Because I like to make up my own mind with some of these films. I know it's bombed at the box office and everything else. Mm-hmm. She rang me last night. She said, don't bother. It is.
I don't know. Yeah. Alex Proyas, I've been following him on Facebook recently, and a lot of the critics have really panned the shit out of this movie, and they're screaming whitewashing.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like, these critics have no idea what this film is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an old-fashioned, fun movie. It's like a movie you used to watch in the 90s or the 80s, It's not supposed to be taken seriously or... historically accurate, He's got giant mechanical characters and giants and
I would have been willing just to go along,
animals
and see what it was like. But yeah, I trust my wife's taste. I mean, shit, she married me, so I just kind of like Yeah, she's a brave woman.
I could say something, but we're live, so I can't. Wow.
She's probably watching and she'll smack you. Anyway, but she said it was pretty shit. I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch it. I may torrent it down the track. Or if it comes on cable eventually. Now, speaking of things I watched on cable, in New Zealand one night, we were kicking back after a big day out in Dunedin.
Yep.
Relaxing in the hotel room, flicking through, and we caught just the beginning of this movie. Now, Ethan Hawke, and I went, oh, this is kind of, okay, interesting, Ethan Hawke. Anyway, I was only like, I missed the first 5 minutes of the film or whatever. Predestination by those Aussie guys who did Undead.
The Sperrig brothers.
Is
Twins. Brothers.
Yeah, okay. Holy shit.
It's a fucking great movie, isn't it?
Message you or rung you on my honeymoon and just went, did you watch this Predestination?
I'm like, oh shit, he's ringing me in his honeymoon. This isn't going to be good. Hopefully the picture is off. He's not streaming. He's not...
Anyway, both of us, the lovely lass and I, sat there and watched it and went, what a film.
It's an amazing movie.
It flew under the radar. I never heard about it until I watched it. And then I wikied it and checked some stuff out and went, holy shit, that was... And I've since come back and told everyone that I know.
It's a great movie.
You know,
it is such a good movie.
In the street just walking by, grab them and go, excuse me, have you
Predestination!
Anyway, really good movie. If you haven't done it, this is your Geek Speak homework. Go and find a copy on DVD or something.
Do yourself a favour
and watch it. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Not bad for a bunch of Aussies. Okay, but it doesn't have that cultural.
It's not
in like New York.
Yeah, it's not. It's not an Australian movie, and that's what I love. Well, that's what I think Australian movies.
Funded with Australian money, directed by Australians.
Australians in it.
Yeah, but it's not what you'd call the stereotypical Aussie film where they're walking around saying "G'day,"
and that's what I think is the sort of niche that I think people think Australian films need to be.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But no. Dark City is an amazing Australian film.
It's fantastic.
Predestination is an amazing Australian film.
Yep. You know what? What I never work out is on TV or even in movies.
Yep.
When there's Australians, why do we always sound like this?
And what? Because we're really putting it on.
But why?
I don't know, man.
I think it's fucking horrible.
I don't know.
We don't talk. We don't sound like that. I'm sure.
But the only thing I can think of is maybe it's got American money in it, or an American director. Maybe that's them thinking. Is that what we really talk like?
I don't know. It's scary. It really is. Oscars. Just quickly, briefly. Oscars. Leo finally got an Oscar.
Congrats, mate. Congrats.
Apparently,
the bear was there to give him a clap.
Still a lot of fallout from the whole Oscars over the diversity thing. Chris Rock cracked. They were pushing about, including more African Americans and all this kind of stuff. And that was as soon as he came on stage and opened his monologue, it was about diversity and everything else. And then he made a couple of Asian jokes throughout it.
Yeah, how many Asian people were nominated?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yep.
Which I actually laughed at that joke about the Minions. I thought that was piss funny.
But did you know the Oscars told him, "Don't you dare
do a character." So Isla Fisher, his wife, had to sneak the stuff in and dress him up in the disabled toilet before he went on stage. He quickly ran it by Chris Rock, who said, "Yeah, go nuts, no problem." And he came on stage as Ali G, right? And apparently Olivia Wilde had no idea either, right?
Yeah.
But you can tell kind of her reaction.
She's kind of, I'm just going with it.
Yeah, and that's why, because Sacha Baron Cohen is very off the cuff. His comedy is he'll just say what comes to mind.
His best work is when he does improv.
It really is. So I enjoyed it. I must admit, I saw his and I laughed at his little joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about nominating some of those yellow people? With the small dongs.
The minions.
I was sitting there going, "Oh, where is he going with this?"
Have you seen the trailer for his new film? Grimsby?
Yeah.
He based the character on Noel Gallagher.
Liam Gallagher.
Liam Gallagher, sorry.
And it wasn't until I saw that article I went, he fucking has.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
When he was a couple years ago?
Oh, really?
He was presenting an award in Britain at an event, and Bono was there, and of course Liam Gallagher, and he said to the Gallagher. To Liam Gallagher, is it all right if I make a joke about you? And he's like, yeah, righto. And he got on stage, and he didn't get time to make a joke. So at the after party, here's Bono and Gallagher sitting on a couch together, and he sat down, and Gallagher's gone after him. He's like, the fuck didn't you make a joke about me? What the fuck's wrong? And he's like, oh, I just didn't get time. Like, what do you mean you didn't get fucking time? I'm going to stab you in the fucking eye.
Oh, right? Fucking really?
Yeah. And so Sacha Baron Cohen's gone, holy shit. Like, that's the most precise threat I've ever had in my life. He's going to stab me in the fucking eye. And it was all because he didn't make the joke about him up there. So that's why he said, I'm making it up to him by I've based the character in Grimsby on him.
Well...
Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I have.
It looks good.
I really like it. I really like it. Yeah. And the scene where they have the surprise party in the pub for him.
That's funny as
And he starts shooting everyone.
I love Mark Strong as an actor.
And then he says, how did they know I was here? I put it on Facebook. And then, but it's okay. No one will know. And then there's this big banner on the side of the pub that says, this town's only pub.
I get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always tagging people. I'm like, share the love. Right? If we're out somewhere doing something cool, I'll put it on Facebook and tag with those.
But it's interesting. Hello, Tony. At home watching.
Tony,
thanks for commenting.
Tony, how are you?
It's interesting the places that you decide to tag people in.
Funny.
You can't. It's interesting. Let's just say interesting.
But I've been told if I ever go missing, right, they will be able to track my movements to track me down where I am or where my body is by my posts on Facebook when I'm on a night out because I tag us in everywhere we go, right? And it's now at the stage, if we're out for dinner or something as a group, and everyone will look at me and they'll go, have you tagged us yet? And I'll be like, no. And they're like, were you going to? I'm like, you bastards asked me about it. And they're like, yeah, but we've become so used to it.
Yeah.
It's weird if I don't now.
Well, these people's wives now know where they are. They can just track their husbands via you.
I'm up front with my wife if I'm going to a certain establishment where ladies dance for money, okay?
Hey,
guys should be as well.
I was not alluding to that.
Yeah, you were. Read between the lines. Strip
club. A comment just in bed. Watton.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
He says, I went to see Gods of Egypt, but I fell asleep. So my review is 9 snoozes out of 10.
That bad, naps. Ben? Really, you fell asleep? I did that in the last Die Hard movie, and I rated it about the same.
I still haven't seen it.
Weren't you at the cinema with me?
No.
Shit! Who the fuck keeps watching movies with me? I think it's you every time.
It's the same person who went to go see Super 8 with you.
That was you. I'm sure of it. I don't know, but I know who I was there with. I'm sure you were still there, but I was there with there was a bunch of us that saw that, and I seriously, it was me on one end and a mate of ours, Sean Davidson, up the other end.
Yep.
A few other guys in between. And we're all watching it, and I keep nodding off. Something machine guns, and I'll come awake again. And I got to the end of it, and I was like, holy fuck, I slept through a chunk of that film. Right? And others were like, yeah, that was really shit, I'm like, oh, none of them must have fell asleep. Then Sean said, I fucking nodded off during that. I went, me too. And it was the same every time. Like this, and then a machine gun and go for an explosion. And I didn't miss any of the plot at all.
Well, it is a Die Hard movie.
He's doing another one. Apparently, they're talking about doing another one.
Did you see they're talking about the old Death Wish movies that Charles Bronson was in? They're thinking of rebooting them with Bruce Willis.
No, don't. Bruce Willis is an arrogant prick nowadays. Speaking of awesome people, though, from the past, and he should have got a fucking Oscar, Sly Stallone has apparently, rumour is, he's been cast for a role in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yeah, I did see that article pop up.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would have loved to have seen him win Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, I know.
It would have...
His brother, did you see the rant his brother went on?
Frank Stallone.
Frank had a rant on
Twitter. You don't diss Frank.
Nobody puts Frank in the corner, or Sly for that matter, because Frank gets the shits.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, he had a bit of a rant about Sly missing out. But anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we'll probably see Sly Stallone in a role in that.
And Kurt Russell is in it too.
Yeah.
But they said it's going to be...
It's like Expendables in space.
Oh, hello. We didn't get to see Kurt Russell in Expendables, so hopefully we can...
Are they going to do another Expendables? Was there an Expendables TV series?
Well, but it was this time last year because on my Facebook I was flicking through. You know how it comes up what you were doing last year?
Yep.
It actually come up today last year. The Expendables TV series. They were.
Oh, really?
So it's been 12 months since they announced that they were working on it.
Nothing's happened.
Just quickly, while we're talking about TV shows that were supposed to be on air. We spoke about it on this podcast. The LXG, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, was supposed to become a TV series.
Yeah,
this is years ago.
A couple of years ago, and it got was it Pale Play?
Pale Play. It actually got the green light to make the pilot. and we went, well, they have to have made the pilot because they've been paid for it.
Whatever happened?
And I've since found out that it fell by the wayside. They never actually made the pilot.
Oh, shit, really? That's
which
sad.
is disappointing.
You know what? This is perfect that you mentioned that. This is fucking serendipity, or whatever the fuck it is. Okay?
Well, hang on. Easy.
I don't know the meaning of that word, but I'm going to use
Easy.
it.
Okay.
Right? It's just, fortuitous that you mentioned that because I want to talk about a new comic that has just been... it's up in the new previews. There you go, previews the comic shop catalogue. Go to your local comic book store and have a flick through it.
For those people watching at home live...
This is how you don't miss out when shit comes out, okay? Because you pre-order through one of these. Anyway, in the Titans comic section, now they're the people who publish the new Doctor Who comics, things like Johnny Red. They also do the Dominion comic.
Yep.
They're doing an Assassin's Creed comic.
Okay.
Which, hey, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
They've just announced, and in the latest previews, is Penny Dreadful #1.
Oh, hello.
Penny Dreadful comic.
Okay.
Okay, now, if you haven't seen the TV series, get out from under your rock, go and watch the first
season. What are
you
doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's really good, actually. Now, Penny Dreadful, someone said to me the other day, they said, how do you describe Penny Dreadful? I went, easy.
Fucking amazing.
Imagine League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but it's not called that. Okay?
Yeah.
Mina Harker,
it is.
I mean, they put Frankenstein into it. I don't know what Josh Hartnett's character is meant to really represent, but he's an American kind of Wild Bill type character. But anyway, it's fucking fantastic, Penny Dreadful. So they've launched the comic, and there it is. I don't know whether you can see that where I'm holding it up, but yeah, there's Penny Dreadful from Titan Comics in your previews catalogue. So if you're a fan of the TV series...
What page is that, 419?
432. Do you need... No, hang on. No, I fucked up. Sorry.
No, it's back that way. It's back that way.
Right, I was just about to blame you, so get some fucking glasses, but I think I need mine. 418.
418.
Page 418 of the latest previews catalogue. Penny Dreadful, #1, and it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks nice too, yeah.
It does, it really does. Pick it on up if you're a fan of the TV show. Okay, now, by the way, Doctor Who fans, you all know this by now, it's old news. I am still comforting my wife. She's still upset. And we had a complete stranger say to me the other day about it too. About Doctor Who. There's no Doctor Who this year apart from a Christmas special. Stephen Moffat is leaving as showrunner. Okay, and they've got a new guy in.
Is he leaving before he's being pushed?
I don't think so. I think he's pretty safe.
After what happened in the last 12 months? Now you don't think it was the actor?
I don't mind Capaldi.
Yeah.
I think Capaldi's quite good as Doctor Who myself.
Yeah.
It's just the stories. The stories that the writers have been giving him haven't been fantastic. But we don't get any new Doctor Who this year apart from the Christmas special, apparently. Next year, it's back to normal. Now, what's his name? I'm just trying to think. It was the lead actor in Lie to Me. Whatever it was. Roth.
Yeah.
Can't think of his first name. I had an absolute blank.
I keep on thinking Eli Roth, but that's not him.
Roth.
He's the director. Yeah.
No. But anyway, he's...
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. Fuck, how did I forget that?
I don't know.
Tim Roth has apparently showed interest in being Doctor Who.
I would...
Who else? You know who else? I never put...
And this come out of nowhere.
I never put one and one together because I'm a little bit weird. You know the kid... Have you ever watched the Harry Potter movies?
Yes.
Right now, who plays Dursley, right? The boy who Harry grows up with, who's a real little prick. you know what I mean? That kid.
The redhead bloke.
No, that's fucking Ron Weasley. Fuck's sake. We're going to have a Harry Potter movie-thon. You, me, the lovely ladies that are part of our lives, right? And the strangers that we invite. But anyway...
That little dude that lives in the closet.
That's Harry Potter!
No, that's...
Right.
What's his house elf called?
Shut up, that's Dobby, right?
He's not like a Gollum character, is he?
Tell you the story, right? Okay. The household that he grows up, his auntie and uncle, right?
Okay, yep.
And their son, right?
Okay.
Now, the actor who played him, he's Patrick Troughton's, who was the second Doctor, I believe. Doctor? Second or third Doctor. Anyway, that's his grandson.
Really?
Yeah. And he's now said, I would love to have a crack at playing Doctor Who.
Huh.
Okay?
Okay.
So I think it's a bit out of left field. I think he's that great an actor. So he may... No, I'm being honest. I'm not being mean. Don't give me that look. I just don't think he's that great an actor. And he played a nasty little f*** in the Harry Potter
Well, maybe he's a great actor because he made you believe he was a nasty little F.
Anyway,
in that.
He's shown interest, apparently, that he'd like to play the Time Lord. So we'll see.
Isn't he a bit young? Like Matt Smith was way too young to be Doctor Who.
Tim Roth, man. Tim Roth would be an awesome Doctor.
And intellectual.
I'd love to see him as
But
Doctor.
Then again, the scripts would need to be good too.
You need some good script writers. And they are out there. There's been some fantastic episodes of Doctor Who. But anyway, Whovians, no Doctor Who this year, apart from the Christmas special. So it'll be, I guess, in a roundabout way, it'll be that much more special. Sitting there on and watching the Christmas Day special, the Christmas special, will just be that much more fantastic. You know what I mean?
I suppose.
Yeah. Anyway,
people home that are watching this live, you can comment below. Tell us what you think about Doctor Who not being on this year.
Yeah, if you're a Whovian. If you're not, well.
If you're not, then you can go, well.
Watched a fantastic little documentary the other day, behind the scenes at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Now, look, honestly, going back to America has never been high on my list.
Yeah.
I've been there twice, and I kind of went,
You're still disappointed we didn't get married in Vegas. You're still...
Shut up, I'm married.
Oh, shit, this is live. Hang on. I can't cut this out in post.
Family, shut
Ixnay on the Arridge May.
Right. And I'd trade you up for fucking Ben Affleck any day. Anyway.
So would I.
Anyway, now I'm fucking lost. What was I saying? I was watching this behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Right? They've got Harry Potter World over there now, right?
No, but they've opened one now in Universal LA.
Oh.
Right? But the ride, there's a 3D kind of, you're in a little thing. Like
pod.
Pod. Yeah,
thing.
That's the thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're in a pod. And the one in Florida has a mix of it's 2D, but it's video screen, these curved screens, and everything else. But there's also and this pod moves around throughout the thing, and so you also get some real elements, as in models and stuff, like dragons and stuff.
So for the Australian audiences, it's like those it's like the Justice League sort of thing at Movie World.
Kind of, but better.
Okay.
Like 100 times better, apparently.
Okay.
Right? And there's a very small percentage of people come off it wanting to vomit. Okay? No, I'm serious.
They do, because it's 3D and it doesn't...
No. The one in Orlando is
2D.
2D.
Yeah. But the one at Movie World is 3D.
Yeah, but the one they've put in at Universal LA is 3D as well, and they've got 3D goggles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Apparently, an exceptionally high amount of people who go on it come off and vomit.
Okay.
And they reckon it's got something to do with the 3D in it.
Yeah, okay.
The 3D aspect.
Yep.
There's less real, tangible sets that you're going through. It's
Yep.
more just, let's be cheap and rely on just 3D imagery.
Okay.
So people are getting off at the end and going, oh, that was really...
That was really...
Oh, there goes that churro. Or if you're at Universal, giant turkey leg. Remember those?
Weren't they at Disneyland?
They were everywhere. The Americans love their giant turkey legs. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, this behind the scenes thing was phenomenal. So it went not just the Harry Potter.
But the documentary started from the beginning of Universal and went all the way through?
The beginning of Universal, the theme park, which was 1990, I think it was. Steven Spielberg kicked it off. And it was the first major ride was E.T. And what it was a follow-on from E.T. So you start the ride where E.T.'s returned to his home planet.
Okay.
So all these other little aliens in there, colourful little aliens that look like E.T., and you'll go through his whole home planet type thing. That's what that ride was. And then, of course, it evolved.
I'm YouTubing this shit to see what that ride was like.
I recorded it on Foxtel. You come over and watch it. But anyway, it was really interesting. And then it gets into the different area, like the Back to the Future ride.
Which I am so pissed off they've changed to the Simpsons ride. I was only watching the... someone has actually got the footage of the Back to the Future ride that you can watch on YouTube.
And then they get to the Harry Potter experience.
Okay.
The whole Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Now, this is a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
They end up expanding it in Orlando, and they went, well, we don't want just to have a thing beside it, and then you've got to walk through. So what they've done is they've got a replica Hogwarts train.
Oh,
and
shit.
You enter the train, so that it pulls out. There's a station, 9 3/4, right? You get on board.
Yeah.
And you can't look out the windows because the windows are done as screens. So you sit on the train, and the train kind of moves, and it takes you from one area, right? And the train literally it runs along tracks.
Yeah.
So you're not looking out at the behind the scenes of Universal Studios.
Yeah.
You're watching the countryside from Harry Potter.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
The Weasley twins flying by on their broomsticks,
waving
and all this kind of
stuff.
That's
awesome.
And in the hallway, because there's screens there too, you'll see like some of the characters' shadows walking by along the hall. So you believe you're on the train to Hogwarts, and then you get off, and you come out and you're in Diagon Alley and everything else. There's Gringotts Bank and phenomenal. So they said we just didn't. And watching the behind the scenes, the amount of work that went into it, they got people who directed the Harry Potter films, who were all the set dressers and everything else. They hired all them. It was like doing a movie. The budget was something like $260 million or something.
Shit.
And they said they treated it like doing a movie.
Yeah.
So designing the ride to launching it and everything else was treated like a movie. And a lot of the stuff filmed for the ride was filmed during the filming of the last 2 films.
Oh, right.
So all the cast and crew, they finished the take for the day. Hang on, now we're just going to do some takes for the ride in Orlando.
Oh, right.
And they have them in the green screen, so it's all the original actors and everything else filming it. Really, really good. But yeah, when you find out the behind the scenes, you're like, holy shit. The way they've gone about it is phenomenal. And J.K. Rowling had a hand in it.
Yep.
She was very insistent that she was there to help with the design and to make sure that it matched perfectly what Harry Potter should be.
Very cool.
So if you're lucky enough, I've actually added it to the list. I said to the wife, I'm like, we need to go to Orlando now. I just want to go to see
You want to go to Florida?
Florida. I don't want to do the one in LA because I've been to LA twice. And honestly, if you've never been to LA, it's a shithole. No, it is. You've been there a couple of times. You've been there twice with me.
Ixnay on the yellow. Hang on.
You fucked that up.
Yeah.
It is shit. LA is just a horrible place. I'm not a fan of LA. But anyway, I want to go to Orlando, where the old people are.
I don't think we're going to be picked up by any LA media companies now.
Fine.
You like
LA, it's great. Make sure you go and spend your money there. Anyway, anything else you got to talk about?
Not geeky wise, no.
No. Nothing.
No. Well, this story probably shouldn't be on Geek Speak, but I'll tell it anyway.
Yep.
I was watching some YouTube and an article last night.
Yep, I'm just finding something to talk about.
It was talking about the Empire State Building.
Yes.
And back in the 30s, I believe,